My name's David Crowell, and the band is Empyrean Atlas. We're in rehearsal space in South Williamsburg. Well, Empyrean means heavenly, or it means heavenly but not in a religious sense necessarily, and Atlas is Atlas, so I don't know, it sounds cool, it's kind of evocative, has an interesting connotation. I mean, not to imply that we're heavenly or anything, but maybe we are. I don't know. Like guitar counterpoint, a lot of African music, which you probably heard a lot of. Like especially music from Zimbabwe I'm pretty into. Especially stuff, like older stuff. I'm not too up on really current Zimbabwe stuff, which I probably should be, but and then Steve Reich is kind of in there, and also some of the rhythmic devices we use are actually inspired a little bit by Steve Coleman, kind of way back in the day. He's a really incredible saxophone player, but he uses like a lot of rhythmic cycles, and so I've sort of, I mean, I do it in a kind of a completely different way, but I'm not sure the average listener would hear that in the music, but it's definitely part of my background. So my goal isn't really to sound like an Afropop band, I mean, obviously, but the feeling that I get from that music is really inspiring to me. It's just kind of something I don't really get from any other type of music I listen to, so that was a clue to me that I should pay attention to, what's going on there. And some of the rhythmic ideas, I sort of just adopt them in my own way and figure out how to use them in this kind of band, so it's kind of intuitive, really. It's sort of an intuitive counterpoint that I just makes sense to me personally. And I mean, it's definitely influenced by, like I said, the guitar stuff and a lot of African pop music, but it's a lot different too. Like a lot of the stuff in Afropop that I listen to, there's a very distinct high line and kind of a low line, and the high line is very it's more important almost. It's more present, and my idea was to sort of make all the lines exactly the same importance. So, and also plus there's 3 guitar players, and the bass player is also usually playing some sort of counterpoint line. Like there are points where he's very much a bass player, and there are points where he's basically a guitar player. So it's a little thicker, I think, and it's a little more in the same musical range, as opposed to sort of one line up here, one line here, and like the bass down there. So it's kind of all stuffed in the middle a little bit. Yeah, I've been playing with Philip Glass Ensemble for about 6 years. So we've been touring a lot, especially the past couple of years. Einstein, the Beach, and then we do just regular ensemble concerts, like music in 12 parts, stuff like that. So that's a pretty amazing experience. And yeah, so there's that. There's Empyrean Atlas, and then I do a lot of commissions, for new music groups, and it's kind of, those are sort of the 3 main categories of my musical life. So it keeps me busy. I mean, I studied improvisation. It's sort of where one of the places I come from. So I mean, in some pieces there are, and some pieces there aren't. Sometimes it's totally written. But with these specific guys, they're all improvisers, so they're capable of doing that. So I try to do it as much as possible, But I also have sometimes very specific ideas in my mind. I don't, I think that's an issue I have to resolve in terms of trying to figure out how to talk about, how to find the right label to put on it so that people have some way in, which is always a problem for musicians, because I think most of us don't really see our music in one particular genre or label that someone's come up with, and it's, that's kind of a cliche, like everyone's music is special, and it is, but so I have to figure out what exactly I'm calling it. I don't know. Do you have any suggestions?